Hello and welcome everyone to part 2 of our lecture on shares and debentures under the Indian Companies Act 2013. My name is Keyur Jaju and I am a third year law student at ILS Law College, Pune. In this lecture, I shall be dealing with the rights and duties of the shareholders of a company. In part 1, we have explained about the meaning and nature of shares and also the meaning, natures and characteristics of debentures under the Indian Companies Act. Now, coming forward to our present lecture, what exactly is a shareholder of a company? Now, a shareholder or a stockholder of a company is any person, may it be a natural person or an artificial person like a company or an institution, who owns at least one share of a particular company. And by virtue of this ownership, there are certain privileges attached. That is, they reap the benefits of the increased value in the stock of the company. Then they are also entitled to fixed dividends and they enjoy also certain voting rights or other rights in the affairs of the company. Now, the number of shareholders or the minimum number of shareholders that are required in a company, it depends upon the nature of the company. Like for example, in a one person company, only one person is required to be a shareholder. However, in case of private company, minimum two people are required to be a shareholder, and in a public limited company, there are minimum seven shareholders are required. Now, coming forward to the rights of the shareholders in the company, the first right is the right to appointment of a director. Now, the shareholders, they play a very important role when it comes to appointment of a director. Now, what exactly is required is that the shareholders, they need to pass ordinary resolution for such appointment, and not only the shareholders can appoint the directors, they can also challenge any resolution that has been passed regarding such appointment. So this right not only is limited to appointment but also to challenge any appointment of any of the director of the company. Now, the second right is to bring a legal action against the director of the company. Now, the shareholders of the company, they can bring a legal action according to the grounds or procedures under the Companies Act 2013. Now, some of the grounds to bring a legal action can be that the director has done certain act which is against the interest of the company or which is prejudicial to a company. Then secondly, if the act is beyond the law or beyond the scope or beyond the article of association of the company or beyond the constitution of India, then may it be fraud, or if there is an element of fraud involved in the act of the director. And additionally, also if the director is transferring the assets of the company at a very lower price, or if there are any such action on the part of the director which the shareholders feel are against the interest of the company, they are free to bring a legal action against such directors following a due procedure under the Indian Companies Act. Now, the next right is the most important right which can be considered is the voting rights of the shareholders. Now, the shareholders have a right to attend and vote at the annual general meeting of the company. Now, every company which is registered with the Companies Act 2013, it is required to compulsorily hold annual general body meeting of its shareholders. And in this meeting, there are various agendas that are discussed and with the shareholders, with the directors, and there are various points of the company or the affairs of the company that are discussed in this general meeting. Now, whenever there is a resolution brought in this general body meet, this resolution to be adopted by the company, it has to be passed by the shareholders of the company, and it has to be passed by voting. So the voting rights, when we say, it pertains to voting to pass any of the resolution on any decision or any factor of the affair of the company. Now, the modes of voting may also be different. Like for example, there is voting by showing of hands. That is, when all the members that are present in the meet, they can just raise their hand because one person denotes one single vote. So whenever a person raises their hand, it shows a single vote on behalf of that person. Secondly is voting can be done by polling, by means of poll as well. So in this type of voting, the chairman or the shareholders, they demand for a poll, and the final decision is based on the readings of this poll on a particular resolution. Now, in case of differential rights, the particular class of equity shareholders, they may be given weighted voting rights in such cases as well. The third means is voting can also be done by electronic means. So every company which has more than 1,000 voters, more than 1,000 shareholders, they can vote using the electronic facility, and it is the responsibility of the company that they should make available the means of voting online for its shareholders. Additionally, there is voting by means of postal ballots as well. That is, shareholders can cast their vote by means of postal ballots on a particular resolution. Now, a shareholder can also appoint a proxy on his behalf who can attend the annual general meeting of the company, though the proxy is not allowed to be included in the quorum of the voting in such meetings. However, they can still attend the meet on behalf of any of the shareholders. The next right which I'll be talking about the shareholders is the right to call for a general meeting. So it is not only the company which can hold an annual general body meet, or which not only the company can call an annual general meet, it is also the shareholders who can do so. So the shareholders have the right to call a general meeting. They have the right to directly consult with the director, or they can direct the director to call an extraordinary general meeting, that is a meeting for some affair or some issue which is urgent in nature. And they can also appoint, or they can also approach, they can also approach the company law board for conducting a general body meet. If any of the meet is not done according to the statutory provision, they can also object to such procedure, and they can approach the law department or the law board of the company for conducting the meet in a legal or in a proper procedure manner. So this is also a right that are enjoyed by a shareholder. The shareholders, additionally, the next right is that they are entitled to get copies of the financial statements of the company. Now, the shareholders, they have the right to get copies of the financial statements, because it is the duty of the company that they should send the financial statements of the company to all of its shareholders, and this financial statement can be either quarterly or an annual statement, which should include all the financial particulars of the company, and which has to be perused by its shareholders. And these shareholders can also take cognizance of any of this financial transaction, and these shareholders can also seek an explanation from the company on a particular financial transaction as well. Now, these are the major rights which I had explained. I'll just recollect them or put it in pointers. The first right that we discussed is the right to appointment of the directors. Then secondly is the right to bring a legal action against a company. Thirdly is the most important, which is the voting rights to the shareholders. Then the next one is the right to call for a general meeting of the company. Then they have the right to get the copies of the financial statements of the company. Now, the next right is the right to inspect the register and the books of the companies. Now, as the shareholders are the major or the main stakeholders in the company, they have the right to inspect the account register and the books of the firms, and they can also ask questions about the same if need arises. Now, these are the broad rights that are enjoyed by the shareholders. Apart from this, there are also other rights which the shareholders are entitled to, like when it comes to the winding up of the company, it has to be done, like the company it is the responsibility of the company that it has to inform this to all of its shareholders, and whatever credit or whatever dues are pending of the shareholders with the company, they has to be cleared. Additionally, whenever there is any sale of any material of a company, then it has to be done when the shareholders approve, or with the approval of the shareholders, or also the shareholders should get the amount that they are entitled to receive by such sale. And whenever a company is being converted into another company or some different type of company, then it shall be done with the prior approval of the shareholders. And the appointment of such company, of the transformed company, it has to be done according to the procedure of the law. And also, if there is a role of shareholders to play in it, the shareholders should have the right to such appointment, or the voting rights or any other rights in that transformed company as well. Now, the shareholders are not only entitled to rights, but there are also certain duties which has to be performed by such shareholders. Now these duties is that they should participate in the general body meetings of the company, and they can also see and they can advise on the matters which they feel is not good in the interest of the company. Secondly, they should consult on the matters of finance or other topics of the company, and they should play a active role and be in touch with other members of the company so that they can oversee or they can supervise the work progress of the company. So as we have seen that what is a shareholder, we have seen the rights and we have also seen the duties of the shareholders. So as it is said that every right, with every particular right there is a corresponding duty, so it has to be taken in mind, and the company should take active steps, or the company should prioritize on respecting these rights of the shareholders so that it does not find itself in any point of deadlock with these shareholders, and also there is a smooth functioning ensured of these companies. Thank you so much.